Hi everyone, it's Rachel, and in this video I'm going to be attempting to recreate some of my followers' charms. This is actually the third video in this series, so if you would like to check out the other two videos, I'll leave them linked down below. So this is the post that I put up on Instagram requesting for you guys to send in some charms, and I have chosen 6 of those to make in this video today. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Okie dokie, so the first creation I'm going to be attempting to recreate is this cute Axolotl Shaker charm made by Puffy or otherwise known as Joyce. Now this video has been in the editing stages for quite a while now, so long that Joyce no longer makes polymer clay charms and she's more into creating pins and bags and all sorts of different creations, which is still super cute, so you should definitely check out her account once you finish watching this video. But of course she sent me this when she was still making polymer clay, and I thought it was a really cute idea, and I've never created a polymer clay shaker before, so I really wanted to try it out. You saw me begin by taking my pink polymer clay and creating a large hole in the center, and this is where the shaker bits and the oil is going to go. The powder that you saw me use was actually cornstarch or corn flour, and I just rubbed this over the clay so that my ball tool wouldn't get stuck and that it would create a nice smooth indent. Then here I'm just creating the face, and I'm adding on all the little details as well as the gills on either side of the face and the 4 legs on the axolotl. Using some translucent polymer clay, I'm adding some more of the fins down the bottom near the tail, and then I'm just placing in my eye pin to make it into a charm. And at this point it was time to go ahead and bake it in my oven so that it was nice and hard. So now it's time to turn this little guy into a shaker. So I took some clear plastic shaker film and I measured out the size that I needed, and then I cut out a small circle. I then added in a few little bits and pieces like some glitter and some micro marbles, and then I'm just pouring in a few drops of some shaker oil, which I have from Sophie and Toffee. To seal all of this in, I'm taking some UV resin and I'm going around the very edge of the oil on the clay, and I'm just very carefully then placing on my little circle of plastic and pushing it down slightly so that there are no air bubbles. And then I just quickly cured this under my UV light so that the oil wouldn't escape. You can see here that I did have some excess oil kind of spill out the sides, so I'm just taking some paper towel to soak it up. I then went over the shaker area part with another layer of UV resin just to ensure that everything was in place and that there would be no leaks. And then of course I cured it under my UV light. And then finally I added my final layer of glaze over the whole thing to make it nice and shiny. So this is what my kawaii axolotl shaker charm ended up looking like. I had a lot of fun creating this charm and kind of working out the process to make it, especially because, like I said, I've never made a polymer clay shaker before. Here you can see my charm next to the original, and you can see that the colors are slightly different, but that also might be just because of the lighting in my video. Overall, I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I'd like to thank Puffy for sending in her photo and allowing me to recreate her design. Next up we have this design from Sugar Bun Charms, and this is a little bear with a succulent on its back, and I thought this idea was super simple but it looked really cute, so I couldn't resist choosing it for this video. To begin creating this one, I began by shaping the head and the body out of some white polymer clay and then connecting them together, and I blended the clay so that it was all nice and secure. I then moved on to the face, so here I'm just creating some indents where I want the eyes to go, and I'm adding in 2 balls of black polymer clay. For the mouth and the nose, I firstly added on a gold oval for like the muzzle part, and then I attached on the mouth and the nose, which I made with black polymer clay. I then went ahead and positioned on all the other little bits and pieces like the ears and the tail and the legs, and then it was time to move on to creating the succulent to go on the bear's back. I do actually have lots of kind of succulent related tutorials on my YouTube channel if you would like to learn how to make them in more detail with more instructions, but pretty much what I do is create a long coil of clay, and then I cut off some even size sections and I roll them into teardrops, and then I just place all these together until I get the succulent shape that I want. Because there are lots of different shaped succulents, some have pointed leaves and some have rounded leaves, you just need to decide what you want, but I was going for the rounded leaf look today. Then to finish off the details on the succulent, I took my pink chalk pastel shavings and I just lightly dusted this on the very ends of the larger leaves. And then I placed this onto the bear's back. Finally, I added an eye pin to make it into a charm, and then off camera I went ahead and added some glaze. So this is what my bear charm looks like once it's completely finished. I'm really happy with the recreation of this design. The only thing that I forgot, or actually didn't realize was there, is under the succulent on Sugar Bun Charms, she included some fake sand, and I actually didn't see the photo until I was editing this video, so that's why I didn't include it. But overall, I do really like this charm, and I would like to thank Sugar Bun Charms for allowing me to recreate her design. The next design I've chosen to recreate in this video is a bunny cake pop charm, originally designed by Olive's Charms. I decided that I wanted to try and make one of these charms because although the design and the colors look very simplistic and easy, I feel like that's kind of the tricky part of it, being if you get something wrong or if it's not positioned correctly, you're definitely going to notice it. So here I'm using some white pearl polymer clay and I'm shaping it on my work surface for the head, and then I'm creating the bunny's ears by rolling some more of the same color into teardrops and then just flattening these down onto my work surface. I positioned a pink teardrop onto each ear, and then I just placed them together and cut off the base so that I had a flat surface to work with, and then I just connected these onto the top of the head. So next I moved on to creating the face. I began by attaching on the little muzzle kind of part using an oval of the pearl polymer clay, and then to create the eyes, which are much different to the kind of eyes that I would usually do, I used some brown polymer clay and I created two very round kind of teardrop shapes, which I rotated towards the center of the head. Then here I'm just adding some little pieces of white clay for the light reflections, and then I'm going ahead and creating a mouth and a nose using some pink polymer clay. I definitely really had to focus hard on trying to make everything on the face nice and symmetrical to make it look like the original. Lastly, I needed to create the cake pop stick and the details. So to do this, I took some pink and white polymer clay and I rolled each piece out into a little coil. I placed them together and I rolled them again, and then I just had to twist the coil so that the colors were twisted and spiraled together. I positioned the cake pop stick at the base of the bunny's head, and then I cut off the excess, and off camera I went ahead and made a pink bow and I added it on. Finally, I added an eye pin, I baked the charm, and then I also added my layer of UV resin as my glaze. So here's what my finished bunny cake pop charm looks like. I think it turned out okay. It's definitely a lot bigger than I was originally expecting it to be, but I think I subconsciously did that to allow myself to focus more on the details a little bit better. Here's my charm next to the originals. I think that the face of my bunny is a little bit higher up on the head compared to the ones that Olive's Charms made, but overall I think it turned out pretty cute, and thank you to Olive's Charms for sending in your photo. Moving on, I'm going to be recreating these, or one of these Panda ice creams sent to me by Pauline JQT. I chose to make these because at the time I was really into making ice cream charms. Well, I mean, I still am because they're really fun to make, but that was the main reason why I chose to include these in the video. So I began by actually taking one of the cones that I had already pre-made, and I do actually have tutorials on how I make the waffle cone, so you can check out these if you would like to learn in greater detail, but for the purpose of this video, I just took a pre-made one. I used some liquid clay to secure a ball of white polymer clay, which will become the panda's head, and then I added some texture to this by pressing the clay with a ball of foil. Next, I created two long coils, one white and one a minty green kind of color, and then I wrapped this around the base of the ice cream where it meets the waffle cone, and I added some texture using my needle tool. Next up, it was time to create the panda's face. So I took these two blobs of black clay and I positioned them onto the head, and then I also textured these using my foil ball. I created two indents where I wanted the eyes to go, and then I added in two balls of black clay, and I also used black clay for the mouth and the nose. Next up, I'm creating the panda's ears, which are like little Oreo biscuits. So for each one, I flattened down 2 black circles and then I added in the white filling and added the biscuit on top. To create the texture on the outside, again, I'm using my foil ball, and I know in the original panda photo, they are insanely detailed and do have the proper Oreo pattern on them, but I don't have a mold that small and I'm also not that talented to try and create it myself. So I just stuck with some pretty basic texture for these Oreos. To help keep them nice and secure on the panda's head, I'm using some liquid polymer clay and then I'm just adding them on. Next, it was time to create the little blob of something for the panda's head. I'm not exactly sure what it's meant to be, like wasabi or something, but you wouldn't actually put a blob of wasabi on ice cream, would you? But I don't actually know what it's meant to be. Anyway, so I created that by firstly making a cone, and then I added some indents using my needle tool, and I positioned it between the ears. And then the last thing I needed to do was create the little green pieces, which are either bamboo or like little straws. And again, surely you wouldn't put a straw in an ice cream to try and eat it. I don't know. I'm feeling very uncultured now that I'm actually trying to explain what all the different pieces are. Actually, maybe the green stuff on top is actually matcha flavored cream, but again, I've never had matcha either, so I'm not entirely sure, but it can't be wasabi. So to finish off the design, I'm strategically placing on some little clear micro marbles all over the blob of green clay, and I'm finally adding an eye pin to make it into a charm and then baking it in my oven. So this is what the finished piece looks like. On this design, I decided to glaze only the eyes so that they would stand out and look a little bit glossy against the black patches on the panda's face, and I really like the effect of that. Here's what my panda ice cream looks like next to the originals, and you can see that they are a little bit different. I think it's mainly the shape of the cone, but I decided to stick with the pre-made one that I had ready to go. But overall, I had a lot of fun making this charm, so I would like to thank Pauline JQT for sending me your post to recreate. Next up, we have these unicorn bunny sakura charms created by Say Studio, or SAE Studio. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce your username, but this photo definitely caught my eye when she sent it to me to recreate, because it uses a mixture of polymer clay and wire resin art, which I have only done once before from a Sophie and Toffee box, and I kind of wanted to challenge myself a little bit, so that's why I decided to recreate one of these charms. So I'm firstly starting off with the polymer clay part, and I'm making the little bunny. So I've created the head and the body, and I'm just attaching on some little floppy ears on either side of the head. I gave the bunny a little pink belly, and then I worked on the face as I usually do, creating some indents for the eyes and adding all the little details just using some black polymer clay. I added on 4 tiny little legs to the bunny, and I also created a little flower to place by the side of its ear, as well as a teeny tiny little blue unicorn horn. Once all those details were added, I then went ahead and I baked the bunny in my oven according to my package's instructions. Next up, I have to create the wire art flower. So I'm just using some very fine gold wire to create each petal. I'm wrapping the wire around this little pipe to firstly create a circle, and then I'm just using my fingers to kind of bend each petal into shape and trying to match it to the original as best as I could. So I made 5 wire petals, and then I took my UV dip resin from Sophie and Toffee and I dipped each of the wire pieces in, and when I pulled them out, I quickly cured this resin under my UV light so that it would stay in place and the resin wouldn't begin to pull away from the edges. Next, to create the colour on the petals, I created some dark and light pink resin, and I just painted this on and I blended the colours together. So off camera, I went ahead and I twisted all the petals together and finally added on the little polymer clay bunny on top, and this is what the finished piece looks like. This was something definitely a bit different for me to try and create, because like I said, I haven't done dip wire very much, and the last time I did do it, it was probably well over a year ago. Here's what my little unicorn bunny looks like next to the original photo. You can see that the flower is a lot bigger on my design, and I couldn't quite master the shape of the petals, but that's okay because I'm still really happy with the way it turned out. I had a lot of fun trying to recreate this design, so a big thank you to Say Studio for allowing me to recreate your little unicorn bunny designs. And finally, Cute Little Charms by P sent me this photo to try and recreate. I decided for the last design in this video, I wanted something a little bit simpler to try and make, but I still wanted a very unique design, so I'm going to be trying to recreate her little ocean themed baby chick charm. You can see that I began by placing together some yellow and white clay, and then I created a coil of blue clay which I placed around where those two colors meet, and this is kind of like the edge of the nappy or the diaper. I then went ahead and recreated the little face, and then I also added the wings on either side of the body. I used 2 orange pieces of clay for the feet at the bottom of the charm, and then I very carefully and delicately made the little dark blue bow to go on the diaper. Lastly, I created the ocean decorations that sit on top of the chick's head. So you can see here that I've added the dark blue starfish, and then here I'm just adding the piece of seaweed using some green clay which I mixed with translucent, and that way it makes it look a little bit lighter in color. Lastly, I added an eye pin, baked it in my oven, and then added a layer of UV resin as my glaze. So this is what my finished baby chick looks like. I think this one turned out pretty cute. It's definitely a very unique design and something I would have never thought about making. So that I guess that's why I decided to make it, and I had lots of fun trying to recreate it. So a big thank you again to Little Charms by P for sending me in your photo. So they are all the charms that I'm going to be recreating in this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel for lots more crafty videos, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!